You ready to kick the show off?
Man, what you thought?
RichViews?
RichViews, episode 2.
Episode 2 actually should have been episode 1, but we had some technical difficulties here. Man, we got left.
That's good.
Frontline, Professor.
Yeah.
Glad you can make it, brother.
Man,
Nice to meet you, big
Berkeley.
dog.
I appreciate it, man.
Thanks for
I'm glad
coming
to be
through
able to
and
slide
supporting the podcast.
through. Man, you know what? I can't help but support it, man. This is real family love. So if you can't support your family, you can't support nobody.
Yeah, he told me. I knew you would be here.
Yeah.
Welcome. Episode
Definitely
2.
appreciate you pulling up on such short notice.
Oh man, it's all love. It's all love.
Can't wait to get you actually here, even though you're not here today per se as left from Frontline. But we definitely looking forward to getting you and Davu Locksmith in here.
Yeah, man.
We want to be the first ones
Yeah,
to have y'all actually doing a show together.
that'll be a pleasure.
Yeah, that's a beautiful thing, man. Because the beautiful thing about me and Locke's relationship is that even though we haven't performed as Frontline, our world has always been enmeshed and intertwined. So our friendship has never stopped. You know what I'm saying? And I think sometimes people confuse separation from a business musical perspective and conflate that with beef, funk, something that's negative. And it's like, nah, man, we went in different directions. He continued being locksmith. I went and got a PhD. You know what I'm saying? So my new stage is my classes. My verses is lectures. You know what I'm saying? So I just moved different. I'm still MCing, but I'm just doing it as a professor.
But that's life, though. We grow apart because we have different paths in life. We have families,
Right.
PhD. He moved on to what he was doing, and we taking care of our family. So that's understandable. The friendship is always there, but we grow apart, but we know no matter what, if I call, I'm going to be there.
If it's real.
Yeah, if it's real. No
if
question.
it's real.
No
Yeah,
question.
So our relationship, you know what I'm saying? Like, and in all honesty, as my friend, and he knows I'm married, I have children, my friend wouldn't want me on the road 6 months out of the year away from my wife and children.
Not at all.
You know what I'm saying? So even from that perspective, you know what I'm saying? It worked out the way it was supposed to. Alhamdulillah, man. It went the way, Allah's plan and his path is the path that we always going to be on.
Yeah, I thought about that too. Y'all friendship, also just the connection being brothers in faith. The dean, just understanding how that is just a bond where you constantly rooting for one another.
Right.
It's just automatic.
But the thing of it too is public relationships through music makes our audience feel like that's when y'all knew each other. Me and Locke we played hoop together in the 7th grade.
Sandbox.
Yeah, we go back to middle school.
Yeah.
So that period of Frontline was a blip. That period of Frontline was shorter than our basketball world. We played from middle school to college together. Same teams. AAU teams, high schools, JUCOs. We played hoop way longer than we was Frontline together. That was a blip in our relationship. And some people may feel like that's what our relationship orbited around.
Yeah. But it's bigger than that.
It was way bigger than that. Yeah, way
Understandable.
bigger than that.
And see, that's funny you said that, because our relationship really started in middle school.
Walter T. Hams.
Walter T.
I used to break into Helms. Me and Locke used to break into Helms.
I did not know that.
We have a bridge. We have a bridge in this relationship.
So Helms, at the top of Helms, there was a window, and you can slide down the rope. We break in, slide down the rope, and go in the gym, and we would just work on our game all day. Like it was me and a few other cats. We would break into Helms.
Jim was sitting over there by itself.
Yeah, it was just sitting over there. Nobody in there.
You remember the classes was on one side. The gym was sitting by itself over there by itself.
So I'm not shocked that it was a gym there. I am shocked that they broke in to practice playing basketball.
And it was that serious.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was that serious. And we loved it that much. You know what I'm saying? And it was, growing up in Richmond, the idea of liberating a space to advance yourself wasn't foreign to us. We didn't feel like we were doing nothing wrong. It was an unoccupied space. We knew how to get in there. We wasn't breaking nothing. Wasn't vandalizing. We was getting better. We was staying out of the streets.
In and out.
In and out.
Nobody-
Got
Y'all
back
do
there.
this in the daytime?
Daytime.
After school.
Bareface. All summer. Yeah, we would be in there.
Summer school was at Portland, Deanza, and Richmond High.
For us, it was Pinot. Pinot was where it was cracking.
Got
at.
you.
Yeah.
So it was empty over there. Easy in and easy out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that people don't really understand the dynamics of Richmond. People don't really understand the role. I think you and I were talking about how people would come from all over the Bay Area to come to the candlelight. For you youngsters, if you have no idea what the candlelight is, go back and watch Players Club. That's the closest thing that I can give you an idea. Just as far as when you go into Point Richmond, it doesn't even seem as if you're in Richmond any longer. It feels like Memphis or one of those down south clubs, hole in the wall.
Yeah.
Yeah. Candlelight used to be popping.
Middle
schoolers up through there.
It was, if I was to use a more contemporary reference, I would say if you watch Sinners and you think of that juke joint, the Candlelight was a hood juke joint.
Absolutely.
It wasn't like Jeffrey's Inner Circle or, it wasn't one of those places where you could really come in there and be your authentic self in that space. However, everybody was going to be in there. And they was going to be themselves.
It was a Richmond juke joint for sure.
Yeah, it was a real juke joint. And that feels, when you start thinking about the history of Richmond and how folks like B.B. King, Bobby Blue, all the blues players used to come out here. They would play in North Richmond.
Many lose.
Right. So when they coming into North Richmond, and so that whether folks knew it or not, that was a continuance of that legacy of being able to able to have a candlelight, or for somebody to see, because it's gone now, and that's the thing about history. If you don't preserve it, it's gone, and if we don't archive it, nobody knows about it. Exactly. So that spot that's a motorcycle shop now, man, that was Jones and Harris Records.
No question.
And if you came to the Bay Area and you were a major artist, you made sure you went to Jones and Harris Records, because it was one of the most popping Black-owned record stores.
Bobby Brown.
Right,
No
everybody.
Everybody came through there. I used to go over there all the time on the bus to cop tapes.
Yeah, and it was, so that's a part of the problem when we don't uphold our legacy. So like when y'all talking about RichViews, these are rich views of Richmond.
Exactly.
Like Richmond transcends. Yeah, Richmond was the murder capital of the United States. And it had one of the dopest record stores in the country. You know what I'm saying? And so if we don't have those nuanced conversations, you don't understand how Richmond functions historically for Black folks in the United States.
No question.
And I'll say this too, to add to that. I remember Walter at City Hall, St. Charles, even what was the one out here in Oakland? The Moms and Pops distribution that everybody was rocking with. It was one of the biggest ones. I can't think of the name of it right off the top of my head. But only Jones and Harris would take our CD on consignment. And we was pushing those cassettes through Jones and Harris, and they was flying like hotcakes. After he made some phone calls, and they would call him and ask him what's selling, he was like, man, Sin is selling off the shelf.
Right.
Now
the door opened.
Now other people are willing to do business with us. But prior to that, if it wasn't for Mr. Harris, nothing, no action. We had already went in there, sat with him. They took our stuff, listened to it. It was like,
moved on.
But the support from the city,
right?
The support from Mr. Harris, absolutely. That's what got us on.
Yeah, and that's important because similar to your story, that's how we was at Rasputin's. So Rasputin's would take consignment. Once we went in, we made sure we put in our taste. We did it all the proper way. We went, we recorded properly, we mixed properly, we mastered properly, did the artwork properly. We did everything so that we could be worthy of being on the shelf and being picked up. I watched you do it though. I watched you coming in the house with them reel-to-reels. I watched y'all take the photos for the album. So I saw that, okay, this ain't just some niggas rapping. There's a process. There's a business process. There's a post-production process that goes into this. And it's just not you get on the mic and you start saying words you scribbled into a notebook. So that work that went into it, in some ways, I already had that. I saw it. So then by the time Frontline comes, we like, okay, so we can go to Jones and Harris, but we also know the buyer at Rasputin's. His name was Saeed, but his rap name was Balance. So we was cool with Balance. Balance like, man, y'all move these money units, we can. So all of a sudden, we moving units in Rasputin's, and then Rasputin's had a way, and that's the beauty of it's almost a meritocracy of sorts. If you sold number one in Rasputin's, you get the number one spot. I don't give a damn if it's you, and then it's Jay-Z, and then it's Eminem, and whoever. But if you sold number one that week, you got it.
Yeah.
And so those kind of things helped us move forward. But it's also, speaking of your point, the importance of independent business owners and their ability to support people who other people wouldn't support. You know what I'm saying? I think this is a beautiful point.
I'll say this, and I don't know how often you see local artists from Richmond get that level of support. But back then, like when Filthy Phil first broke through, like the whole city, the whole town was backing Filthy.
Right.
No question.
Like it was big. And you know, but prior to that, everybody, you going to Calvin T, you getting this, but he wasn't on like Filthy.
Right.
Like he didn't have an album in
Filthy
the stores
the
like
mainstream.
Filthy. Yeah, Filthy kind of hit the
He went
mainstream.
mainstream with
Yeah,
their
absolutely.
consequences.
Yeah.
Put it on the map.
Absolutely.
It opened the door for everybody else that came behind him for sure.
Absolutely. I think that what you see now, and if you factoring in the culture and also the time and the environment, it wasn't a lot of wars happening back then.
No.
You had little skirmishes between the Crest and the Manor. Small skirmishes though.
Here and there.
Not full-fledged war.
Right.
Like even when our friendship started, like North Richmond was North Richmond, but it wasn't North versus South then.
No.
It was different.
It was way different. If I had a personal problem with you, that's what it was about.
Yeah. Then somehow it morphed into these turf wars.
Right.
Now you going to parties. I remember going to house parties and stuff. And P7, they all got their P7 hats. North got their hats. I'll tell you this too. One of the things I'll never forget. When did New Jack City come out? Like 91, 90? I think 90.
Probably. Yeah, in the early 90s. Early 90s.
Definitely early 90s. It had to either be
Yeah, it
90
wasn't
or
post
91.
95 or nothing like
Oh,
that.
no, absolutely not.
Early 90s.
Look at that and see what's going on.
Because you got to think about, for New Jack City coincides with New Jack Swing and Teddy Riley and Guy and all that production. So that New Jack era.
Yeah. So I'm at the Century. Is that the Century in Pinot off Appian Way?
91. New Jack City came out in 91.
I go up to the ticket counter, and I'm like, yeah, give me 30 tickets. Give me 30 tickets for this opening. She's like, 30 tickets for. I was like, yeah, give me 30 tickets for New Jack City. I'm like, okay. She run them to me. She said, you sure you want 30? I said, 30 tickets. I get the 30 tickets. I'm walking off. It's a dude from the projects behind me. He said, let me get 60 tickets. I looked back and I was like, okay, it's going to be interesting tonight. But the Project Trojans just used to pull up. So that's what was the difference about North Richmond during those times, early 90s, late 80s. They pulled up so deep.
Yeah.
And it just used to be like, man, like used to hear about 6ix9ine Village pulling up to places deep, 100, 200, 300 strong. But in Richmond, just like seeing PJTs pull up 60, 100 strong. Like, man, talk about strength in numbers. Like,
Man, that had to be I'm imagining that space. There's a beauty to it too, though, like you said. So if everybody walked out, man, that was probably one of the most cracking viewings of a black film because it's a very black experience. You got all these folks from the projects, you got all these folks from the South Side, Parkchester, wherever,
Everywhere.
Central, all coming to this one space and being able to say, man, we good.
Oh no, it didn't go well.
Oh, it did not go well.
It didn't go well that night.
Oh, well, I take that back.
North Richmond came in, but here's
It did not go well.
Here's the class. Here's the class of it though. North Richmond came in well before the movie started, and they told everybody, this section over here to the left is North. It's NARF. If you're not from North, don't sit over here. They put that public service announcement out there. Dude brought his girl to the movies on opening. That's one thing I never ever done. I'm never bringing my girl to the movies on opening night.
Not that
I
kind
don't
of
even
movie.
go to opening night movies
So I stopped that.
because of that.
Absolutely.
I catch it a week later.
Absolutely. So they went over to the brother, told him, bro, like we told everybody like this North, where you from, right? Yeah, man, I ain't trying to hear none of that. Whoa. It was all bad from there. I'm talking about people was running out guns. I ran past the police with my gun in my hand like this. Like this. I mean, high, not tug,
right.
like gun high. It got cracking up in there, man. That's all I'm gonna say. Yeah, it got cracking up. And then I'm sure all that stuff that was 30 years ago has already been adjudicated and already did what it do. But and very unfortunate for the brother. If you're listening, I no disrespect to you. Those were the times though.
Right.
And that was the thing. Can you handle that dynamic? Can you handle that much power when you know that we 60, 70, 80, 100 strong up in here?
Right.
That's when emotional intelligence come in, even at that age, because it was many times where somebody got to be like, it ain't even worth it, bro, because they can go up, and when they go up, ain't no telling who gonna make it home.
Yeah, and if you in the position of homie with his girl, there's a level of humility that sometimes you have to embrace. Speaking of emotional intelligence, and just the intelligence of the intelligence needed to survive. This isn't about this. This is where you got to put your ego in your back pocket because ultimately, no matter how brave, strong, courageous, whatever attribute you feel like you got that day, 60 to 1 ain't gonna do it.
Put it away.
Put it away.
No, what did Martin say? If his girl got into it with Mike Tyson, he'd be like, hold on. Mike, what she do to you?
Yeah, why you do that?
Yeah.
She was wrong, Mike. She was wrong. I got it.
Man.
Yeah, we got to make it out of here.
No question.
Well,
No, and I think that one of the things, the unique dynamics of our relationship is that we survived all of that. We survived all. And it's a trip, man. I don't even know if I ever told you this, but shout out to my boy Joe McCoy. Double shout out to you for not pulling the trigger on that 12 gauge.
Yeah.
And you know what was a trip is North, and I don't even know if it was a whole North versus Crescent Park thing or if it was just Moto and them. Peace and blessings to my brother Moto. Rest in
The
peace,
bridge
bro.
to this relationship.
Absolutely. That
Rest
was
in
my
peace,
guy,
big bro.
man. That was my guy, man. Actually, growing up, I know you remember Twan spending the night at the house, all the stuff. That was like my best friend for a long stretch, man. Stretch of time. And that's a whole nother podcast, man. But Moto had got into it with a cat from Crescent Park. And they get into it. I don't know how. I don't even remember how me and Joe had words. But it got ugly. We end up fighting up at we end up fighting at Richmond High, and we went up there. I ain't gonna try to gloss over. We went up to Richmond High, and so good game goofy. We in North because Clack's baby mama lived in North.
Yeah.
And we walking to catch the 69, the 69A up out of there. And Joe pulled up, boy, with O-Reb. And it was like colors. It was like Ricky. It was like Ricky in colors. Man, it was like Ricky in the alley, boy. And that window came down, and them two long barrels came up out of there. And I was just like, we froze too. Like, you know how animals freeze, like freeze in their tracks? Like, don't kill me, don't eat me.
Yeah.
We froze, all three of us, me, Clax, and Will C. And boy, Joe just reveled in the fact that he had us trembling.
Yeah.
And you know, we like 13, 14. No, we about 14. We in high school now. So we about 14, 15. And man, Joe did not pull the trigger, and I'm still here today. Again, shout out to Joe McCoy.
Bucka. Shout out to Joe.
But no, and you think about that, and I still, even then, I still came back. It wasn't like I stopped coming to North Richmond.
Right.
As we got older and the game came into play, the crack era comes into play. In my relationship with Moto and Black Nate, I had already been coming to their grandmother's house from when we was from Walter T. Helms days. But now it's like everything is different, from flag football to playing football, Shields Reed and all that stuff.
Right.
Knowing more and more individuals, Mighty Whitey, it was just different. Finding out that Dust and Omar is y'all cousins.
Right.
And so we family through that. It's like, man, stuff is different. But then you got this whole North versus Parchester, North versus Southside. It's like, what happens to our relationship?
Yeah.
During all that.
So let me ask y'all this, because this is kind of this thing that y'all had that was able to transcend what was popping. Because like you were saying, man, at one point in time, it wasn't like that until it got like that. So when it was like that, yeah, I remember being able to go to North all the time for very similar reasons. Because
My mama from
right.
North Richmond.
Your mama's from North. My mama had family in North. I would be out there playing football at Shields Reed, doing this. And at a certain point, it became, hey, bro, you know you from Parchester. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Had them moments for sure.
So what was it that was so, what made y'all friendship so resilient that it transcended what was happening, what it was making people from Richmond be, which is territorial in a way that was foreign to our familial bonds. Like at one point, it's like everybody was from everywhere in Richmond. It was just like, oh, that person moved from Parchester, moved to the Crescent. That person from the Crescent's now they're in townhouse. That person from the townhouse is in East. Like it was just kind of like moving, and then it became, nah, these is, for lack of a better term or a LA reference, these are sets.
Yeah.
And now they're sets that were already set, but they were previously set through family bonds. It was like, man, I got some family in North. I got some family here. I got some family there. And I still got to go to these spaces. Or you got friendship. So what was it about y'all friendship that was able to transcend that?
For me, like, I met Jonah. I always called him Jonah, J. Jonah. You know, he's running with, he's religious now. He got a whole nother name with the Ox. But for me, it was always a bridge through Malto. Rest in peace through Malto. But when we met right there, we met through Malto, but Parchester used to come play us flag football.
Right.
They knocked us off in the championship in North Richmond.
We did too.
Yeah, I know. I done lost a couple ships, but I was always in there. And I'm not claiming I'm not with the runner-ups. Y'all did that. It's understandable. But from that point on, it's no matter where I was at, if my bro was around, this big bro, whether it was Prochester, the T's, Southside, it didn't matter. It's Gumpers, wherever he seen me at, if it was any kind of friction, he was, nah.
Right.
This little bro, fuck with him. No. So he always made sure I was safe when I was always away from home.
Got it.
All the way to the point where when he got in trouble, you feel me? Did whatever he had to do. He was locked up. I come a couple years later. Boom. We moving around the system. I get to Solano in 09, 010.
Yeah.
He come out the building. I just see his walk. Jonah. He turned around. Who is that? And just keep going. You know what I'm saying? Me. So I see my boy, and I'm in the building. I'm like, man, J. Jonah over there? He's like, yeah, he in I think that was 21 building at the time.
I was in 20. I did my. Oh no, I can't say I did. I remember they sent me to the
21 building at the time,
building,
right?
But, yeah.
So I'm like, tell him Byrd here. Tell him Byrd from North up here. Found that out. Boom. All the goodies, everything I needed until my property came.
Right.
So for me, it was no matter what we went through, no matter what the neighborhood is going through, big bro always had my back, even to this day. No matter where we at, I can pull up and I know I'm good. You know what I'm saying? So it's like the big brother that I never had.
Right.
I'm the oldest with my sister, my brother, and my sister. I'm the oldest. But knowing that I can go anywhere in the world and he's there, I'm going to make it home to the people that love me. I'm going to always rock with him.
Yeah.
Always. No matter what's going on in our neighborhoods, it's always been that way.
And see, for me, I remember just so many. I got so many different pivotal moments. But I remember when when the stuff happened, when the stuff went left, and for whatever reason, Cass was mouthing off, disrespecting Dorian when he passed. Rest in peace to Doe. Cats who didn't even have nothing to do with nothing. And that, Doe was a legend. So Cass was upset.
Rest in peace to Doe. Straight legend.
Absolute straight legend. Richmond legend, North Richmond legend, Bay Area legend. We could have went with the whole it's already on between us, but we were like, man, we ain't had nothing to do with that.
Right.
So it was me, Leland, Clax, and Dopa, and T Dopa. Rest in peace to Speak and T Dopa. We just pulled up. I think I called, I don't know who I called. I called somebody. I called Moto. I called you.
That's when you came to the hood.
Yeah.
For sure.
I called ahead and was like, man, he was like, man, everybody out here. Lil Nation out there. Derek Jefferson. We all out here up at the park. We just pulled up. Just us four. Pulled up to North and was like, bro, we ain't had nothing to do with that, bro. Folks who claiming that, and they telling us, well, this person over here mouthing off and this person pillow talking, trying to claim something, trying to act like y'all had something to do. I said, bro, with all due respect, like, the way we heard it went down, like, you got to know that it wasn't us.
Right.
Bottom line.
Yeah, you got to know that wasn't us. That ain't how we would have did it. Like, everybody would have, if it's like that.
Right.
But it's like, man, we coming out here humbly. We ain't had nothing to do with that, bro. Ain't nobody claiming that, and we gonna check whoever.
Right.
Disrespecting whoever talking out the side of their neck. But it would be, I'll tell you this too. One thing that was so different about those times is you had individuals like Dorian Jefferson and young Sonny Graves that would talk because they was really about their money.
Right.
They wasn't bloodthirsty warmongers that's just
about that bread.
It's about that bread. If this is stupid, like the wars that happen now, like if you really trying to start a war because the op is sleeping with your baby mama, that was not happening back then.
Not at all.
Like you was gonna get talked about so bad. Like you mad cause what? Man, he going up in Sheila. Man. But it's not like that now. Like now, they don't care what it is. And it's so different when you don't have that structure. And I'm not in no let me say this first and foremost. I'm not saying that the crack era is better than this era or whatever. All I'm saying is that it has progressively gotten worse. There were certain things to where if I was into it with a dude and I saw his brother and his brother was a straight nerd, go to school, he ain't about that life, man, I'm not finna do nothing to this dude, brother.
Right.
The worst I might do is pull up on him and, man, hey, let your brother know we looking for him. That's about it.
That's the worst case scenario.
Right.
Worst case scenario. I want him to go back and tell his brother. That's it. Things start, and I say it was our era where things start getting, because a lot of the times OGs try to put stuff off on youngsters and absolve themselves of all responsibility.
Right.
Things start getting bad in our era. We had some slip ups. It was all you always hear about strays. Some girl called a stray.
Yeah, for sure.
Some youngster called a stray. That wasn't some kid
that's in
called a
all
stray.
eras.
Yeah, but it was a rare occasion that it was intentional.
Right.
Things got progressively worse as you start seeing, even in our era. Like you'll hear people brag about we wasn't dope fiends. The majority of us wasn't. People start powdering their nose. People
Right.
start tooting. People start snorting heroin.
Functional addicts.
Yeah.
As long as I'm able to get up, go to work every day, I'm functional. No,
Yeah,
it's the same thing.
But to be a functional addict
Yeah.
with a gun
Oh yeah.
is different.
It's
You know what I'm
different.
saying? To be a functional addict and to be in the midst of some funk with somebody, first of all, you ain't even yourself.
At all.
So you didn't got into it with somebody while you own something. That you didn't got you into something that sober you ain't like,
Don't know nothing about.
don't know nothing about, or it's like, damn, I don't know how to get out of that. Because that other me got me into that. And so because a part of what I'm hearing too, though, from a city planning perspective, right, is that like we can joke because y'all are my older folk, right? But I can say, man, I remember when I was young in Parkchester, we beat North, right? And this group can say that. So generationally, we can say we built relationships through playing flag football, through summer program, like PAL, all that.
All that.
What was that, man? What was that police officer name, man? That was that PAL. He was my grandmama partner.
What?
Man, I forget his name. But
He was black?
Yeah, black dude. I forget his name right now. But at a time in Richmond, so you might have people going to PAL. You might have people playing flag football. You might have people doing their summer jobs at the same time through the city of Richmond. So there were things in the city that allowed for, or even a space like the mall for a teenager to be able to say, there are spaces where we can be to know each other before we get old enough for this shit to get real.
Exactly.
And I'm gonna move different on you because I know you know you. I know you from before we was affiliated with our hood so personally, so intimately. Do you think that right now, though, being that there is no more schools like that, there is no more summer programs like that, there aren't any PALs, there aren't any flag football leagues, all these things that used to would have built relationships with young black folks, they've been dissolved or removed systemically from our city. So now only time we meet each other is when shit is popping. Do you think that that has anything to do with some of the problems that this new generation has, as opposed to the way? Because what do you go by on here? Jonah, Ahmad, what do you go by on here?
It don't matter. I'm all them. So to be clear, Jay Jonah is my lower self. I haven't gotten rid of dude. He's the beast in me. But I am Ahmad Hasan. I
Right.
am, as it says here, Julius Thibodeau Hasan. Allah say call him by their father's name.
Ibn.
Yeah. I am Ahmad Hasan Ibn Julius Thibodeau.
Absolutely. So I'm about to call him my uncle, but
That's true too.
yeah. So when you think about the relationships that you and him built, and you talked about, because you just said, our generation, it's not better or worse. Do you think that instead of the framing being better or worse, it's how does the system play into the difference in the politics that the streets have as opposed to your generation, right? Because do you think that if these youngsters had the same things that y'all had, which is free, city-wide organized events where y'all could have fun and grow to know each other, and then by the time you in middle school, you're like, oh, that's my boy. He played for what's his name? Like the way in which you describe that person, the attributes, you knew them from something y'all loved as opposed to something y'all fear, respect, money, violence. Y'all knew each other through football, something fun. Do you think that that's changed? In that change, do you think that's altering the politics that you see that's happening with the youngsters right now?
I think it's based on who has the courage to be their authentic self in a crowd. Who can be that same individual? Can you be real without compromising whatever your moral compass is, whatever your integrity is, whatever your principles are? And I say that because, and he and I have had these discussions where nobody even, throughout that whole time, like these is boys in North, like Moto having money, Black Nate having money, Byrd having money. Like no one ever came to me and was like, man, you think you can set your boy up? You think you can?
Right.
No one even thought of that. No one even thought of coming to me, asking me would I set one of them up. In fact, and my boy Fred, the twin, Fred said,
Goofy little shout out to Goofy.
yeah, many people didn't know, like his girl stayed right over there in the 40s for the longest. He creep on up in there.
Get on out of there.
Yeah, but I mean, I never once did I even think about, my boy from the projects be over here. Well, so, and I'll say this, not bragging or boasting. I was the type of individual that I believe folks were afraid to even come to me and pose some shady snake stuff like that. But it also was indicative of how I carry myself. Mm-hmm. I'm not no hyena. I don't have no hyena qualities. These youngsters brag about being snake. That's my demon. That's my snake. No knock to y'all. Y'all, I don't know who y'all, what they say, man, who raised you?
Yeah.
I don't know who raised you.
Right.
But for me, and shout out to young Sonny, rest in peace. He wasn't never on no shady backstabber stuff. He didn't instill that in none of us. My mama, my parents didn't instill that in me. So I was never, I could have never, you have to think about how close me and Moto was, where who he loved, I loved. I wasn't finna, man. And in fact, giving shots out to everybody else, like, even though Big Mike wasn't his biological father, that was the role model in a lot of our lives. Yeah, Big Mike.
Spice too.
Yeah, Spice Daddy, Moto little brother. His daddy was like the figure in our lives, a positive male role model in our lives. Mm-hmm. And he
Both
was
sides.
and he was hard on us.
Yeah, from the T's, because he stayed in the T's, but he was in North.
Exactly.
Spice too. Rest in peace to the OG. Kept it solid.
Absolutely.
You feel me? So, in addition to what he's saying,
So
Straight solid.
So I
you
think
think
men.
that's
Let me
missing?
say that.
Yeah, of course.
I think men need to be men, and not to drift off. But I tell people, like, I work in community violence intervention and prevention. I tell people on my team, like, bro, don't ever let me hear you say these little niggas ain't listening. Like, you don't think we knew that before we signed up?
Right.
From the gate.
Yeah, you already. To me, and I tell them this. That's the equivalent of walking out onto the field with somebody and saying, man, how much you think we gonna lose by today? How much you think we gonna get blew out by today? I don't want no teammate like that.
Thinking that.
Right.
How creative can you be? What can you say to reach this young man? Is you saying it's no good in him? You can't appeal to whatever humanity is left in this young person?
Right.
So don't even tell me. I already know they ain't listening.
At all.
Maybe they ain't. What are you saying to them though?
Right.
For me, to an addition to what he's saying is, like, I used to work with the Officer ONS. Shout out to them brothers over there in Richmond. They doing a good job for the city. And I was in rooms when I first came home where, and I ain't knocking nobody. I don't want nobody to come at my head, but the parents is on a whole different level, bro. A whole different level. I went to a school, an elementary school, where some kids was getting into it. And this kid is fourth grade? And they was like, we don't deal with them because they from over here. Where's he getting that from? He getting it from mom, pops, whoever he around that's old. The kid don't even understand what he's saying.
Right.
I'm like, what? Well, I don't mess with him because he's from over here. Where did you learn that at?
Right. You 10.
What do you know about here and there?
Right.
So it let me know that when they go home, instead of, like when we was coming up, pretty sure you was the same way, it's a dope conversation, boy, go in the room.
Yeah. My grandmama definitely was on that.
What you doing down here? Go in the room, it's a dose down here. Instead of today, again, I ain't knocking nobody, but just from hearing that little kid say that, the parents is sitting in front of them kids, doing whatever they doing.
Right.
They saying it and them kids just
absorbing it,
hearing it. So when they go to school, whatever school it may be, elementary, middle school, high school, it's already been pushed in their head that you don't mess with them over there.
Right.
And don't know them from Adam.
See, the interesting thing about you saying that kind of goes back to that conversation about y'all played each other.
Yeah.
At around that age, fourth, fifth, sixth grade. That's when you start playing for Shields Reed in the center, and we all play at these places. Everybody from Richmond played on these teams.
Traveling.
And then you traveling to each hood.
Each shore.
Basically, you traveling to each hood and you playing. And the community was there. Because I remember folks in the crowd.
Yeah.
And then usually the best of us end up probably playing for the Steelers, or back in the day it was the Renegades and San Pat or whatever, or the Pinole Valley Spartans. But the initial thing was that at around that time that you talking about, I don't need, my parents can't tell me that I don't like you because that's my point guard.
Yeah.
He might be from that area, man, but he be passing me the ball.
Yeah.
And it's something as innocent as that for a child to be like, I don't know nothing about that beef y'all adults talking about. All I know is homie be passing me the ball and he hella good. And I like him. He's my friend. If those things aren't in place, you got to think about it, like we were just saying. Every hood had a team with a grown man that volunteered his time. Wasn't no social media.
None of that.
Wasn't no content creation. Wasn't no it was just some regular dude from Park. It was Roy.
Yeah.
Here, boy. Here, boy.
Look, don't mean to cut you off. In addition to what you're saying, shout out to my boy Harold from the Maine. He was on our team from North. Quentin Youngblood, wherever you at, my big dog. Q was on our team.
Q's Muslim. Amir Rashad.
Yeah, Q was on my team. Jerry Anderson kept us littered, a mystery mix of kids from around the town.
Jerry
that was on our team. Come on, bro.
Yeah,
that's how, just to go with what you said.
Yeah.
We had grown men. Harold, like I say, rest in peace, big dog. Quentin, that was my road dog. We used to go pick him right up over there, around the corner from P7. I don't know what that street is, but we used to pull up to that apartment. He jump in the van. We go. Berkeley, Oakland, Salesians. We just moving around with this team that Jerry put together.
Right.
You
Yeah, I
feel me?
played for one of Jerry teams.
Yeah, for sure. Just in addition to what you're saying.
Yeah. But that's not here no more.
Mm-hmm.
That's not. We used to think. Ahmad was telling me about y'all having Richmond and Tony on. Oh man, I don't even want to be.
It's good.
Yeah, but because that y'all might have been teasing that later. But
No, it's coming because they're my little bros.
I met Richmond and Tony because
Yeah.
Richmond, Tony, and Benny played for y'all team out in North.
Yeah.
It was Richmond, Benny, Tony, and it might have been Tut. But we all play football, and then we would see each other on the hoop court at Harry L's because they had a league at Harry L. And then by the time they dancing, it's like, man, that's just Richmond and Tony.
Yeah.
But it didn't matter that they was from North because we had already established our relationship as youth, devoid of street politics. Our politics was fun.
Yeah.
And so if there's nothing there to that point, if the only way these kids get to know each other is through a school that's overcrowded, underfunded, undermanned from an education or educator perspective, a parent who's probably in their early 20s and the grandmama might be 40, all of a sudden these kids don't have no connectivity other than what they're learning from their parents and these little neighborhoods they're isolated in.
Exactly.
And so that's why I'm trying to figure out, like, what do you think in an ideal world, if you were able to take your experience and to fast forward into the right now? Because this is the thing, like to y'all point, and it is unfortunately necessary that people have to say, no disrespect. Yeah. I don't want nobody thinking I'm this. And it's like, as opposed to being so, all right, this is context.
Gotcha.
This is contextualizing. There's something missing from the community. Even if it's something as minute as free sports, free after-school program, free breakfast, free lunch, Black Panther Party type stuff, survival resources. What survival resources do you think could be put into the community now, based on your experience and work and your time and all this type of stuff, that would really help the community right now? That's no longer there.
For the, like me and Jay, we got to start from the elders and bring it on down. Because, like I was saying, with ONS, I'm working with them and I see what's going on. I can be in there with a person from the other side of town, but just because I'm from North, I didn't had a kid tell me, well, my uncle said, don't do the. He only 16 years. Where your uncle at? Well, he's in Livermore, or he's in Stockton. But he's able to control how you feel about a kid, and he's nowhere around.
Right.
So it's like, it's the older people. Stop poisoning the youngsters. You're in Merced. Why you poison this kid that's right here in Richmond, trying to make a life better for himself because he want to hang out. If he's from South, he want to play ball with the boy from North or from Central. Let him do that. It's no need for you to be in Merced driving a truck telling the youngster to don't mess with the kids that ain't from his neighborhood.
Right.
That's a major issue. When I was with the ONS, that's a major issue, bro. A major issue. It's people that ain't even living in our city telling their nephews and their little cousins don't mess with certain parts of the towns, and there's no way around.
Do you think? And it's funny. It's interesting you saying that because I'm thinking it from a different perspective.
Yeah.
Because what you're saying is it's an OG somewhere else in the distance, Central California, because you said Merced, calling shots to somebody in the hood. Now, how does that tie into the way in which prison politics work? Somebody in the pen calling shots from somewhere, probably Central California, calling to the neighborhood they grew up in or where they was from, that don't even look like the neighborhood they was in no more. Richmond, that somebody that did 20 years, that Richmond you was in 20 years ago ain't nothing like the Richmond that exists right now.
That's gone.
That's gone. Do you think that do you think that that's the residue of prison to outside politics that's now transferred into, man, I live over here and this is over here, that OG kind of conversation.
So hold on. Before you answer that, you ain't been to prison.
No.
So in prison, ain't no East Oakland, West Oakland.
No.
Ain't no North Richmond, South Richmond. In California prisons, I'm not going to speak on what's happening
Nowhere
in
else.
Leavenworth or what's
Right,
happening in the feds. In California prisons, in most instances, especially small cities like Richmond, Oakland, y'all sticking together. Hey, when you hit the line, if you trying to bring some beef from the streets, they gon' so we not doing that up in here, bro.
Right.
Man, that's dude whoop-de-whoop, and we not doing that up in here. We show, bro.
It's gonna get checked.
Especially just imagine if you from the if you in a down south prison, it's not even Richmond, Oakland, San Francisco.
It's California.
It's Northern California. If you in a white prison like High Desert, then it's black.
Right.
It is
Separated.
We are black.
Right.
Period.
Ain't no claim in your city.
None of that.
We are black, and I'm gonna tell you too, because I had just sent you the thing where the brother was saying, why do we ride with Mexicans and stuff out here on the streets when we know what it is for them in prison? And that's very different. Is complicated in Northern California because we don't have an ongoing beef with the Norteños here like they have in down south with the Sureños. Mm-hmm. So it's a little more complicated, even though people have said that, you know, Norteños and Sureños are trying to squash their feud and they beefing. But still, our relationship has never reached the bitter on-site gang warfare that they was experiencing in Southern California. Mm-hmm. But I also understand, you know, his point. It's like, at the end of the day, systemically, what you see with ICE and all that other stuff, and they wondering, you have all these people coming out saying, where are the blacks? But prison politics is different. Prison politics, I'll say this on the streets, more so the hypocrisy of it is that we're not, for the individual that's up in prison and you not funking with the dude from East Oakland or West Oakland or whatever beef was going on, and you still influencing it to go on the streets. Now that's some hypocritical stuff right there. But for the most part, where y'all started off from the OGs, you talking about individuals. There's no encouragement for a holistic healing to take place. So instead of me saying, "Oh, that's cool, man," when I was young, it used to be different. But I'm glad you got a homie from Crescent Park, or I'm glad you got a homie from the Manors or Easter Hill or from North. Right. Instead, look, you see this right here? Yeah. You see this right? You know who did this to me?
Right.
His uncle.
Right. So your wounds haven't healed. Right. And in many instances, you've allowed your scars to define you. And so now you still, like he said, you still spreading that poison.
Right. And you know where to be found. And then when it's just like, I'm pretty sure you have nephews and stuff like that. They looking up to the big dog. So if the big dog say this, forget what everybody else saying. No matter if you're around or not, you calling. The big dog said this. And that's what my uncle said. Where your uncle at?
Right.
Well, so you here. He 3-4 hours away. You gonna let him? Okay, cool. I understand. And once I seen that, it's like, this is a hard hill right here. I'm gonna try to climb it much as I can.
Right.
Kept going. The same thing. Come on, bro. You can't. I don't even want to be around. Why? When you was coming up, or before you even was born, all that happened. Have he did anything to you personally?
Right.
No. Okay, well, so what's the problem?
The seeds of hatred already been planted. You already done slid that chip up in me. You done already programmed it.
It's boom. Right. Like I was saying about the the elementary kids, they hearing it so much. Like you say, it's already planted. All you got to do is water it.
Right.
So I come along. You don't know me from Adam. I'm just here trying to give you some knowledge about the streets because I've been gone. And look, do it like this, young man. Da-da-da-da. But who was you? My uncle said this. Okay. But I'm trying to get you to understand that he ain't got nothing against you. You don't even know him.
Right.
You didn't inherit something that don't got nothing to do with you. Boom. 3 months later, life in prison. I'm like, wow. That's how deep it is with the seas, the waters, all that. And then you got some people that, you know what I'm saying, that you can be right there. Like I'm talking, come on, bro, we got to make sure, do. Oh, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, I'm going to do that. And then I come around a week later, everything that we talking about, you allowing him to do. Bro, what's up, bro? Why you? Oh, it ain't nothing, you know. Okay, so what is we having the conversation for?
Right.
And you know the young people be tripping because I remember when I first came home and when we both for a short period of time, we both was at ONS.
Yeah.
And so for me, I'm stopping in North, I'm stopping in the village. I'm commuting to Richmond from Sacramento on a regular basis because my job, I work in Richmond. And I remember one day your cousin called me. And she was like, Daddy, where you at? I said, I'm in North Richmond playing chess with Byrd. It's nighttime. She like, Daddy, what? She was like, she like, what is you doing out there? You are tripping. It's some people still whoop. I said, baby, I'm out here with my folks. Like before I came to prison, I was pulling up in North. Like, this ain't nothing new.
Right.
She was like, Daddy, you need to call me when you leave. Like, you need to leave right now. I was like, calm down. Like, I'm going to leave when the game over. She was like, we need to talk. But you can tell that, and this is a girl. Right. This is a woman.
Seed's been planted.
Seed's been planted.
She's sitting there listening.
Right. She don't really know, no real beef other than through her cousins. Right. And all that other stuff. And it's like, well, no, my relationship is different. And I'll say this too. It's like for me, Parchester was the longest I've ever been anywhere. You already know I'm preaching to the choir. Me and you stayed in Parchester until it was just one too many raids, and the queen was like, "Nah, y'all
gotta go."
Oh yeah, she's like, "Yeah, y'all coming to live with me. Y'all coming to the South Side." And for me, coming to the 40s, and rest in peace, shout out to my boy Andrew Muse. That was my guy, man. Gone way too soon. For us, like when we was in the 40s, this was way before my little brother, before Jamal, rest in peace. And the 40s was on the map, before Walnuts and all that. Like, we really had to teach them dudes how to stand up for themselves. Like, everybody used to come to the 40s, like, just to rape, pillage, kill, steal. And we was like, man, them human beings, they all human beings. All you got to do, it don't even matter. You fight for respect. Right. You don't fight every fight to win. That's what people. Right. That's why you afraid to lose. Yeah, you gonna be afraid to fight if you thinking that you gotta win every fight. Yeah, no, I'm fighting so you understand you can't pat my pockets.
Through here.
Yeah, you're not getting my lunch money.
Yeah, so like in life, it's like you gonna eat your cornbread. It's like I know I'm about to lose this fight, but that nigga ain't taking my cornbread
at all.
Like I know I'm gonna lose, but I'm gonna win because I'm gonna win some respect.
It's somebody else cornbread. It's an easier
it's
lick.
Martin Lawrence's cornbred. Go get his.
Yeah,
but
not this.
You gonna think twice.
Yeah,
before you take my cornbread.
It's funny that you saying this because now I'm looking at it from the perspective of being a young person. At that time, what you talking about? Because you gotta think about it. You a young teenager.
Yeah,
I knew you as Goofy, my goofy uncle, and it's the same with Andrew, our neighbor. Two goofy dudes that Andrew used to jump on. We had a bush. Andrew used to dive over the bush. or run into, like, it was like, I mean, these is goofy dude. And then as I got
Happy,
older,
happy-go-lucky. Goofy is
He was goofy, bro. Nephew said so.
not the contemporary way,
Okay,
a goofy.
We know.
You know what I mean? But it was like these were complicated people because I knew them as loving people, as caring people. I knew I had never heard your story, but the story you told about how my uncle was towards you, I'm like, I know that story because that's how he was towards me. You know, and it was some times in my life where I had to grow up fast because he allowed me to make the proper decision when he would have intervened on my behalf. And I ain't going into no details.
Yeah.
But I understood things. I understood what he stood on and how far he would go to protect his nephew. I also understood what I didn't want for my own soul or what I didn't want from my uncle. You know what I'm saying? And so there was, but I understood who he was. You know what I'm saying? And then and I'm thinking about right now, we talk about Richmond. How much of this is that we're upholding, like the seeds? We keep talking about the seeds. How much is this centered around the propaganda the propaganda surrounding Richmond? Like, how much is it centered on? Some people want to uphold the propaganda of Richmond as, man, Richmond is the whatever adjectives we want to use to describe it, as opposed to ever looking at it from the perspective of, man, it's a beautiful city too, though.
Yeah.
Like the beauties of Richmond. Like, do you think that some of the youngsters that didn't live through the era that y'all really was entrenched in, that I lived through, but I didn't experience the way y'all did, but I lived every bit through it. Now it ain't the same, but they holding on to the narratives like it's the era y'all grew up in sometimes. What do you think what do you think can reverse some of these propagandas about Richmond that'll allow these seeds to no longer be planted in the soil?
I think one of the things, so it's convenience. And when I say that, when you're talking about who's the toughest, now it's convenient not to say that Richmond is one of the toughest cities in the Bay Area. Now we're pimps. We're pimps. They put curtains in Granadas. They'll put a fifth wheel on a Granada. It's that stereotype. They ballies. Oh man, don't wet my perm and I might break a nail and don't scuff my ballies. But then when you're talking about giving an opportunity, oh man, they might shoot the whole place up. You can't invite them, man. Them dudes is this and this and that way. They ain't nothing but goons. Just a second ago, you said we was all pimps and tiptoeing and curtains in the Cadillacs and the Granadas. Which one is it? Because at the same time, if it was really, if we didn't have no class about ourselves and we really wasn't the players that everybody knew, are you really coming to a small city to come to the Candlelight? You really coming to club out here? You really messing? You really got your main chick out here? Like, so, and I think that's really the stereotype. And some of it is some truth to that.
Right.
And I already know, I'm a truth teller. So I already know some people gonna be rubbed the wrong way. But the Bay Area has always been a city, a collection of cities that we refuse to have that energy that the Black Panthers had, where the Black Panthers was all over the Bay Area. And at that time, it was about Black folks coming together. Now it's cities, it's set tripping, and we get so caught up in saying that we're not gangbangers. We get hot. If a LA dude say that, you know, y'all just like us, no, we ain't like y'all. We don't bang over colors. That's pretty much all we can say.
That's it.
That's all we can say is that it's not over colors.
Not over
I already
colors.
know some people gonna get hot at me. Nah, bro, you tripping. We ain't like that. It's about money.
No.
Bro,
Same thing.
yeah, other than it's not, I'm not gonna sweat nobody because you over here, I'm not going to ask you what you're doing with all that flu on, what you're doing with all that dead on. I'm not going to do that. But we do ask you, where you from, bro?
Right.
We do come with that, are you lost energy?
I mean, it's tribalism.
It's tribalism.
Yeah, it's like, man, where you from? Where you from? What part? And then it can get granular, right? It's almost like you were talking about, like if you in Martinez, then your cities do count. But if you in Bakersfield, it might be Northern California. And if you get, like you were saying, as you get further away, if you in your city, then your tribe, because a lot of this Richmond stuff is very tribal. What tribe you from? I'm from North. That's my tribe. What tribe you from? I'm from Parchester. That's my tribe. I'm from P7. I'm from this. I'm from that. So it's like, how do we, like, what things do you, because you work with this, like that, this is your world now. What are some of the things you think can be implanted to get back into that, to transcend tribalism and get back into collectivism centered around Black liberation? Because the Black Panther Party could mob together because their plan was centered around Black liberation. I don't give a damn what tribe you from. You are oppressed. That's where our common denominator is. You from this tribe? You from that tribe? Cool. Are you oppressed? So when the Black Panther Party in Chicago, where Chairman Fred and them was, this is how they got the Rainbow Coalition cracking. So they go up there with the Appalachian whites. They go up there, they got the Confederate flag on their wall. They coming at them like some Confederate white folks. And one of the brothers say, so was it one of these niggas that came up here and had the police beat your ass? Was it them nigger rats that was biting your ankles? Is it niggas that got your refrigerator empty? That you are oppressed by the same system that oppresses us. And at some point, we have to start planting seeds that transcend tribalism and get into a collective energy centered around liberating us from having to depend on these. Because a lot of this is deflection. We're deflecting them from the fact. Man, it's just like a show. If I was at a rap show, I would have grabbed the mic the same way. We deflected
left on the mic.
We deflecting from the fact that we don't have anything, and we don't have the emotional intelligence to say, man, I'm hurt. I'm poor and I'm hurt.
I'm glad you said that, because I was going to refer back to when he said. So here's the thing. First, I want to say that Malcolm said it best. You can't allow the oppressor to educate your children. That's first and foremost. We can't tiptoe around in pink ballerina suits pretending that there aren't 33 prisons in California that need bodies. Last I heard, the private prisons was about to sue because they are operating at less than 80% capacity, which they were promised.
Right.
And so I seen in South Jamaica, Queens, at the Eagle Academy, where they have credible mentors on campus. They have a place where instead of suspending 12, 13, 14-year-old Black men, Black girls, and Black boys, they send them to this basement, this class where you learn emotional intelligence. You learn conflict resolution. How am I supposed to resolve conflict if I'm never taught the art and the science behind conflict resolution?
Right.
I'm just you suspend me. I'm 12. I'm supposed to go home and figure this out on my own. So as we begin to teach these things, and I'm saying branches of knowledge that, again, those of us who are in the know, you can't keep elevating to where your accessibility becomes scarce and more scarce and more scarce. The higher you get, the further you are away from these people who need to hear from you.
Right.
You rich now. I can't be in the hood. I can't be this. I ain't got time to come to no school. I'm not a teacher. So they don't have you. Again, who are you relying on to teach our children this?
Right.
Who are we relying on to teach our children how to resolve conflict, how to control your emotions? We don't even know that that's power. When I'm talking to youngsters, when I used to do facilitate groups in juvenile hall, and they'll be like, man, I kept telling that fool, and he kept playing with me. And so I told that fool he kept playing with me, and he made me get on him. I had to get on his helmet. So now who made you get on? Todd. Todd kept playing. I told that nigga quit playing. So the next time I need you to do something, I can go ask Todd. What you talking about, OG? You just said Todd made you do something.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I don't mean it like that. Man, you trip. I only know what you said.
That's it.
You said Todd made you do something. My point is that you need to be in control of yourself.
Right.
Todd or nobody else should be able to make you do anything. Because here it is, you can be so high, you can be this close to your goal.
Right.
And I'm a professional
Todd
hater.
can pull you down.
Huh? Todd can pull you
Todd
down.
can pull you
I
down.
can be down here talking about, yeah, you's a sucker. I don't want to see your face on no billboard. I hate you. I don't want to see you make it. So I'm down there at the bottom of you's a sucker. You come from a long line of suckers. Your great-granddaddy was a sucker. Your granddaddy was a sucker. Your daddy was a sucker. And you will climb all the way down to fade Todd.
Right.
And when you whoop Todd say, yeah, I think my jaw is broke. I call the police. You going to jail, nigga.
Mm-hmm.
all them contracts.
Everything gone.
And you like, what?
That's what it's
You
all
was
about.
talking all that stuff? Talking about what you do? Yeah. And like I said, I don't want to see your face on no billboard. They don't want to see.
Right.
They don't want to see you
Understand
shine.
now.
But guess what? Somebody should have taught this individual that if you knew, and I understand it's a cliche saying, but it's true. If you would have known that your success would have hurt Todd more than you actually going down
Right.
there putting physical hands on. Because guess what? Todd was happy.
You never went down there.
Todd was happy when you broke his jaw. Because now he get to call the police and he get to press charges on you. And he come into court and he going to come to court and say, man, I thought we was friends. And I thought he was going to kill me. And the jury is like, oh my God, we feel so sorry for Todd. Todd is such a good person. I don't understand why he did that to Todd either. And now you mad in court. Sure.
Right.
You lying. And they say, oh, he's ready to get to Todd one
Right
more
now.
time. Yeah, he's ready to get
Right
on
now.
Todd right now. Because you have no control over your emotions.
Right.
And this ain't chess to you. You're not looking at, okay. See, in chess, when they back that bishop up in the corner, you paying attention to that. You didn't make note of that at the beginning of the game.
Yeah, it's over there.
It's over there.
Right.
This
Watch
person
it.
didn't back this bishop up in the corner, and it's aimed at this, and he want me to move in this direction. He want me to
Waiting on you to
forget.
snipe you.
But as the game goes on, and this is how American politics work. As the game goes on and the years go by, they want me to forget that bishop is in that corner
Right.
with evil intentions. And that's what happens if you're not moving. And then when they say that chess is like the game of life, man, that's not no cliche just trying to boast that because you know how to play chess that you operating on some higher level than people.
Right.
That is real. And it's just the analogy of how things work. But if you're not teaching me that I can be my own worst enemy because I don't have control of my emotions, man, they can say, man, watch this. Watch this. We finna go over here. We finna go over here and have somebody bump into his chick. Or we finna send this chick to start a fight with his girl.
It's going up.
Right.
You're like, nah, me and anybody in my immediate circle, we got to be operating up here. We got to understand. We got to be looking like, what is this play? What is the motive behind this?
Right.
If you're not looking that deep into it, I'm telling these youngsters, they feel like, man, they say it's the principle. Like you can have $1 million deal that's 2 days away, and somebody owe you $500. And to them, they can rationalize why I can't let this dude get away with owing me $500, even though I got $1 million play that's going to happen in 2 days. And in their mind, we all tell ourselves stories. In their mind, they're telling themselves this story that if I let him get away with owing me $500, then this person, that person, it's going to be out there. Everybody going to think they can play me.
Right.
And but here's the thing. You are allowing it. If you have to, youngsters, if you listening, if you have to, go to that person and tell them, I'm letting you have that.
Right.
Understand this. If I wanted to, I could respond to this on a whole nother level. But take that. Matter of fact, here, take this pad.
Got that.
Put it in your pocket. You got that. That's from me to you.
Right.
That's my final gift to you.
Right.
And go and get that $1 million. Go on and live your life. Go on and get that NIL deal. Go on and sign your album contract, your distribution contract, your movie deal. Whatever it is, go on and start your landscaping business. Whatever big dream you got, go ahead again. Your success is going to hurt the people who hate you way more than you physically. Because the thing about the physical sacrifice is that I got to hurt myself too.
Right.
I got to risk my life and my freedom in order to hurt you the unintelligent way, the emotional, immature way.
That's the bigger play, is that landscaping, NIL, record label. Man, you're willing to sacrifice your freedom. And it's almost like you said, man, you ain't never been to the pen. I know I don't want to lose my freedom, though.
I used to hate for you to come visit me sometimes, too. Not to put you on blast, but you started crying and stuff. That stuff used to be like, damn, man.
Hey, you know what, though? It as what somebody once called me, as an empath, it hurt me. You know what I'm saying? Because it hurt me to know. You know what bothered me, and ain't the most, but we'll be sitting there and you'll be eating hella popcorn with your big ass hands. He be eating hella popcorn, talking, and we and it's like, man, I'm talking to my brother again.
Yeah.
Like I used to. And then you start peeping the space, though. And I started seeing all them old folks walking around with this young dude. It's like, man, that old lady and that young dude. It's like, man, oh, man. And then you see, like, all right, y'all, whatever they would say to time to wrap this
You
up.
gotta go.
And you see these kisses happen. That's like, they kissing like, man, I may never see you again.
Yeah.
And then you see your person be like, man, I have to cut our whole conversation off. We could have been talking about something it's
important.
time for you to go. You go that way, you go that way. I always knew, and this is post me going to county, which made it different to visit you. I knew what they was about to go do to my uncle.
Yeah.
They was about to strip search him, cavity search,
All that.
All that's about to happen. And we walking away, smiling on our way back to the car. He about to go through, and you got to go through this every day.
Mm-hmm. Every day.
Man,
Whenever they say so.
So for me, it was, particularly as I was a little older. I was alhamdulillah, I was politicized as a teenager. I knew that my somebody I loved dearly was about to go get treated inhumanely right after having a smile on his face.
Yeah.
Man, that shit hurt me. Hurt me bad. You know what I'm saying? Because it hurts when you love somebody and they're dehumanized. It hurt even more when you know what it is. Like when you can define that dehumanization and still know, man, you don't even really know what it's like over on this other side of these walls, bro.
At all.
I could say, man, I know exactly what it's like. I was in county. It's like, county? Nigga, we wish we was in county. You don't know what it's like over here.
Exactly.
And so, and I think that makes it difficult for people to visit. And I know it has to be even more difficult for folks like y'all who have to sometimes rationalize making that decision to maybe say, I don't want you to visit me no more. Because I don't want to, I don't want this. I don't want to go through this. Like that's when you were talking about unhealing wounds, man, that's or you get somebody being able to say like, I'm coming to visit you. They didn't drove 3 hours. They make it to where it's inconvenient to come visit people you love. You got to drive 3 hours, whether you coming from LA or you coming from the Bay. You driving about 3 hours. Then all of a sudden, something happened that we have no clue about, and it's locked down.
Yeah.
Can't get in.
Can't get in. Or somebody come there and they got the wrong something on.
Mm-hmm.
Can't go back.
In the bra.
Wire in the bra. You got the wrong kind. You got khakis on. You can't wear khakis up. Whatever. Something trivial.
That's going to stop you.
That's
going to
prevent you from seeing somebody you love. And you go home and you mad, you frustrated. That person might be like, man, I needed to see that person I love real bad today. I needed it today. So, yeah, man, it used to really bother me. But I believe in, alhamdulillah, man, I believe in tears. And I think that, some of the tears that I shed for you were like in my duas too, where you would never see me. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause I really wanted you to come home. Like, so when it's, and I think it's hard for people to understand how much people behind the walls mean to people on the outside and how difficult it is. I don't think people who don't live in our worlds understand how difficult that moment is, whether it's the drive up, the drive back. Like, you got to think about it. I'm driving home like, man, my uncle is.
Yeah.
Like, and you got to take a nice long drive. You ain't got it ain't like you about to drive around the corner and be back at your house to all your distractions.
Hours, at least 3.
You got to drive 3 hours contemplating, thinking, just like, man. And then for some people who got people that love people behind there, now what do? They go back home and they go to their vices. They go drink, they go smoke, they go fuck somebody. They go do something to try to numb them from dealing with the thing that they dealing with. Now, I don't know what they doing behind the walls to deal with their stuff. So it was a complicated, it's a cycle.
We desensitized for our own protection too. It's like, and I'll say this to a certain extent. Like, I'm going to go back and I know, just like you said, I already know this is routine. I'm programmed to go back, strip down this and this and that. The abnormal or weird experiences, I'm not going for. Like, if it's a person who is homosexual and you want to play games and say, oh no, I didn't see, I need you to bend over and cough again. Ain't happening.
Let's go and do what we gonna do.
Call the sergeant. Yeah, right. Call the lieutenant. Oh no, you finna do it. No, I'm not. It's not happening. And I didn't have that happen where, again, I know you remember where the dude wanted to search me and kept playing the tall dude. What was that dude's name? I can't even think of that officer name, CO name, but I ended up catching the 3 years, man, behind dealing with this individual. But yeah, at the end of the day, it's like you're navigating. Here's the thing you miss. I tell a person all the time, I never one day in prison was like, I miss the smell of leather seats. I miss the way my donkey rope used to swing. I miss the sound of 415s pounding. Man, I don't miss none of that garbage. I miss you. I miss my family. I miss my daughters, man. I miss my mama, just hearing my mama voice.
You feel me?
Trees,
right.
Fresh air, being able to go and be down at the marina and just look at the water crash.
Right.
You know what I mean? You miss the simple things that you take for granted. And now when you realize that, man, I was caught up in that spell. Sister, she said, sometimes it seems like y'all be under an evil spell when y'all be caught up in that life.
Right.
And I said, yeah, it's possible. It's possible because when you can no longer, here's the thing, the people who love you the most, when they start saying that they no longer recognize you, yeah, it's even though you that's above you, it's like, I'm still me. Like, what is you talking about? Like, nah. Spiritually.
Right.
Yeah, spiritually, I no longer recognize you. Like, and this could be your auntie, your mama. like, you spiritually bankrupt right now.
Right.
Some of the stuff that you doing, the way you moving, I don't know you. I don't recognize you.
Right.
And then once you get in there and you strip to all that stuff, like because one thing you got to take all that off.
Everything.
Yeah, you got to take everything off. They strip you down.
Right.
And some of us will get in there and we start clamoring to try to get all that stuff back. Oh, I got to get a phone. Oh, I got to get some Jordans. I have my girl going to bring the new J's up in here. We going to change in the visit. Some people start clamoring to get that stuff back. But for those of us who realize, nah. Because I used to say it's two kind of people in prison. You either trying to establish yourself in prison or you trying to get the hell out of there. And I immediately
Trying to get the hell out of there.
Yeah, I aligned myself with the individuals who trying to get the hell out of there. Yeah, I ain't trying to establish myself in there. I don't want laptops, phones, J's.
Right.
Nah, I'm trying to get home. They got all that stuff out there.
Yeah. Abundance.
What was the thing you no, what was you gonna say?
No, I want to go back to where he was saying that chess is like the game of life, right? I disagree with that because here's why. In the game of chess, we all get 8 pawns, 2 rooks, 2 horses, 2 bishops, king and the queen. We all got the same tools. In the game of life, we ain't got the same tools.
Right.
So I've been hearing that for a long time, and I just disagree with that analogy, right? Because I don't got what you got. When we came home, we ain't have what you had. We had to work for it. Now, it's easy to be like, okay, it's the game of life, this and that, but it goes back to with the board game, we get the same equipment, the same tools. We just got to move the pieces the way we move it. But in real life, that's not the case.
See, I think to piggyback on that,
Yeah.
we all
No piggybacking on the show.
well, okay.
In addition.
In addition to that,
Yeah.
No swine, brother.
yeah, you know, I don't,
Yeah.
In addition.
in addition to that, or as Joy James might say, however, you just said, man, I didn't have what you had. I worked for what I got though.
Yeah.
Right? So at a certain point, we all had what we had. We all had something. And
Gotcha.
you the one chose to put your king out there butt naked
No
with
question.
nobody to protect it. So I
Gotcha.
think that to add to the analogy of chess as a game of life, I agree. Life ain't a game and everybody don't have equal opportunities. However, strategically, you have to make moves in order to protect yourself, and you got to know what is the real goal. What are you really trying to protect? I think that's where life and chess
Come together. I
It's
agree with
like
that.
because some people out here just moving, trying to get pieces,
Yeah.
and somebody's like, "Hey, bro, I'm trying to get your king, bro. I'll sacrifice that. I'm gonna sacrifice that. You think you winning because you got more pieces on your side.
Gotcha.
You just gave me the path to checkmate you."
And see, this is the problem with my guy over here, forgetting that we so close. In order to make the game fair, I have seen him take his queen off the board.
You that good in chess?
Where he's telling somebody who this wouldn't be fair for us to start with the equal pieces. So I'm going to handicap myself and I will still beat you. But you know, I don't know what he's doing for the sake of the podcast. But I know you.
I'm just keeping it 100.
But I feel what you're saying.
I mean, you can open if we ain't never played. Bottom line, if we ain't never played chess a day in our life, we can open that board and we got the same pieces, the same equipment, the same tools to learn this game, right?
Yes, to learn it.
But
if we are, but that's as if to say two newborn babies pick up the game of chess. No matter what new pieces you have,
yeah,
we got all the same pieces, same this, same rook, same bishop, same this. it still ain't fair because you can put that queen off and still win.
Right.
You still got something like, hey, bro, we can play with these same pieces, but I'm still cold.
And if we gonna be honest, we looking at you come from a 2-parent household. You might be from North Richmond, but you know your daddy.
No question.
Your daddy is. You can go down a list of things that your father has taught you. Everybody ain't got that. So you actually then opened up the door to, even though you from North Richmond, you got a head start on a lot of people.
No question. Just
So you
chose
got to
different.
take your queen off the board. In order for it to be fair.
Man, yes. When he said that, you know what's funny? When he said that, I was like, oh, that's different. I mean, alhamdulillah, man, you had something, man, that's beautiful.
And knowing it's challenging for us, I do it too. Like, man, let me see if I can win without my. In most cases, you really think
I got this.
Yeah, I got this. I can beat you without my girl.
I would love for y'all to. That would be dope if y'all brought a chessboard and went through the podcast. Wow, or is it
He
bad?
ain't ready for that.
Nah, we be here till 2:00 in the morning.
I keep a board on me. He ain't ready for that. I want all the smoke. So if you're out there listening to my peoples in this world, pull up on me. I keep a board available for whoever wants to smoke.
So I teach my youngsters that no champion,
No challenge.
no champion is taking all fades. However, I don't want to be a hypocrite, but when it comes to chess,
Run it.
yeah, I am pretty
taking
much
all
taking all fades.
Know
So
that.
out of the two of y'all clearly didn't play each other plenty of times. Who's ahead?
I would have to say I think he got me. I know that day in North, I started off, I think I bopped you the first 2 games.
And then what happened?
And then what happened?
And then what happened?
Yeah, it got ugly, and I think my
23
people,
hour
I think my
lockdown.
people worried about me and all stuff being in North. I think that had something to do with my
it's all
concentration
good, man.
level.
Whenever we ready, let's do it.
No, that's dope.
Weege, what time? Where we at on the time, man? 1:35. Yeah, we might want to break this up.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, let's part 2 this and close it out.
Episode 2 is coming to an end. Thanks to the
Yeah.
good brother for coming through.
Oh man, it's
And
much
hopefully it's
love,
good.
man.
Hope to see you again.
Oh, I ain't got no choice.
Yeah,
he one of them people that
absolutely.
can call me. It's
I see.
You know how there's some people that call you and it's like, yeah, you ain't got no. That's what he damn near told me. He said,
Yeah.
I mean, I'm gonna ask you, but I ain't gotta ask you. You pulling up?
You pulling up
Yeah,
at this time.
Yeah, I'm pulling up, man. That's my
For
I
sure.
love
That's
it,
what's
for real.
up.
No, and I'll say this, man. I appreciate the love. For me, it is just an honor to see how far you've grown, how far Davu has gone. Definitely can't wait to hear how Davu feels about not being mentioned in the top 5 rappers of Richmond.
Oh, they don't mention him in top 5 of Richmond?
No.
Oh, that's wild.
That's the youngsters though, bro.
No,
Yeah, I
these
seen
be
they
OGs.
list. I seen they
Oh,
list.
is that right?
I'm
No,
like-
the OGs don't either.
No, I'm just saying I seen they list.
But I see some people in the comments be saying you gotta put
And
Lock
I
in.
seen it on
One of the best freestylers,
Instagram.
period.
Right.
right.
I think it's
They ain't
even.
even had Calvin and Magic on there.
Oh no, so Cal, I think I don't. Yeah, you really talking about youngsters because the OGs go. I think they go Calvin T, Magic Mike. Who else they be putting up there?
They youngsters, bro. I was surprised not to see Calvin, Magic, or Filthy.
Calvin T is the equivalent to Too Short in Richmond.
And I just seen people I don't know.
Yeah, that's when you don't know your history, though. You know what I'm saying? If you don't know the foundation, you don't know what it is.
Exactly. You don't
I
know.
think
And then
that
it's the YNs though.
I think that sometimes I think that people have decided that, particularly for this new generation, they've decided that those lists are predicated on a very myopic way of framing who's the best. It's like, who's the best at making hood bops?
Yeah.
Then that becomes the list, right? Because if I hear somebody say, a lot of people who may have a list from Oakland, they don't include Hyro.
Yeah.
And I promise you, I can't name too many people from Oakland that can rap better than Casual. Casual will slaughter damn near everybody. And I'm not talking about just Oakland. Casual is a world-class MC.
Yeah.
With all the greats. All the greats.
Smith.
And he don't, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, I think sometimes those lists are really, I just saw the Complex had a list for the top 50 New York MCs. And they might have had Nicki Minaj above, they have Nicki Minaj at least 30 places above Kool G Rap. They had Nicki Minaj above KRS-One.
What?
Wow.
If I'm not mistaken, Nicki Minaj was above KRS-One or
That's
close enough
crazy.
to him where it's like, yo.
Blasphemy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nah.
So I think that I tend to not be I tend to not get too much value to those.
Nah, not at all.
Because even from
It's subjective.
It's subjective.
No question.
And it's something past subjective though. There's motive, there's bias. The subjectivity is tainted by bias. Because I know that when we were rapping and we was on MTV, we was doing Summer Jam, we was on Cameo, we was on radio stations all over the country. We was some of the first people in Richmond to do that. And that's a beautiful thing. It's not a brag or a boast, but so when you say, if you see that from a Richmond perspective, folks like P-Lo, I Am Sued, all of them cats, they came after us.
Yeah.
We was the first ones from Richmond on the radio like that. Like, we was the first ones from Richmond on MTV with videos and stuff like that. Before that era when we was on the radio, wasn't nobody on the radio.
From Richmond.
From Richmond, but none of the younger folks, it was 40, and it was Too Short. Mm-hmm. And then all of a sudden, we started coming up there.
Spice One has.
Now I'm talking about Spice had.
Spice.
I'm saying Spice had a run, Forte had his run, but I'm talking about like consistently. Like Fig had a few records on the radio, but I'm saying like as staples on radio that you knew you could hang your hat on. 40 and Short was gonna be on there.
No question.
I was in prison, y'all, so don't start getting in my DMs and all that other stuff. I don't know. I'm relying on him, but I remember before I went to prison, Spice One was on the radio.
Spice One was absolutely on the radio. Hammer was. I mean, even in that, some people don't mention Hammer.
Yeah, that's insane.
That's
and
insanity.
I'm not one of the ones who. Even though I was a gangster, anybody that know me knows I listen to Hammer. Especially,
Hammer.
Can you feel it, baby? Pump it.
Yeah, man. So I think these lists are really subjective and biased, and they're usually prisoners of the moment.
Yeah.
And, but they good for conversation. You know what I'm saying? I think that's what they were.
Yeah, and I don't trip for me because, seeing was what it was. We were born of that era of where it's about beef, it's about guns, it's about drugs. We were the epitome of the crack era. So for me, it's kind of like hard for me to be like, what about I destroyed my community too? I really did. They just was rapping about it. So I just fall back. I'm not really tripping.
Yeah, I remember when you was in though, and people would be like, I'd be like, look, I can tell you one thing for sure. I can vouch for every song on this album. I know what happened. You know what I'm saying? I know these are real songs. These aren't this ain't studio gangsterism. Yeah, this is real life. These are people who really, whether these are songs that were created for the sake of making songs, these are people who really lived in that world.
Right, and for me, it's like can't be over here making salat, praying that Allah, making dua that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala forgive me for that, and then saying, oh, I want credit for this. I want credit. Nah, so y'all can have it. I ain't tripping that I ain't tripping that I didn't make your list. And it is what it is. Because the one thing I learned too, even coming home, I was telling Weege that I couldn't pretend to be Jay Jonah. Like, the grit that you heard in my voice is because I was actually talking to people.
Right.
I'm in front of a microphone and they recording it, but I'm talking to you. I want you to understand this. You know, I want you to understand this. Yeah, you can have the car, but say goodbye.
Right.
I'm talking to somebody. Like, I want you to feel this. When I came home, it was like, yeah, I'm finna try. And my lower self was like, man, this ain't what I want to talk about.
Right.
You ain't, and first of all, you in here sober? Like, I need to fire up before we get in the studio, like before we get in the booth.
Right.
You know how we do? Nah, we finna do it sober. No, we not. Well, you finna go in there. You go rap this. Yeah, I'm not finna do it. Oh, you gonna do what I tell you to do. Okay. Nah. I need drink. I need liquor. I need weed. In order to get that,
Right.
you want that sound? That's how we got that.
Yeah, you want that shea team?
Yeah.
Yeah, you want that shea.
You want that real gin to wait?
Yeah. You want that gin, that real gin.
Yeah. You're going to have to give me some gin if you want
Right,
that
that's
real
what I'm
gin to wait.
saying.
Nah. So I was like, okay. And even though as time went on and I started finding my niche, it was gonna be a lot of hypocrisy. And at the end of the day, it served its purpose. You know, I was able to get my youngsters and get them all together, get us all on the same wavelength, and all of them are doing good now.
Alhamdulillah.
Every single one of them that you seen with me when I first came home, they all doing good now. Ain't none of them on that energy.
Right.
Ain't none of them in prison. Life gone. They all working family men about their business, about their family, and it's lovely for all of them. And alhamdulillah for that. That Allah used me in that manner, and I didn't have to take them left. Because one thing I knew for certain, I started seeing. I said, we getting to the point where, like, y'all want to do shows and stuff, like, that's gonna be bad.
Yeah, buddy. If you ain't ever did shows, you don't understand how vulnerable you are.
That was gonna be bad.
Yeah, you because not only are you outside, but you're broadcasting you outside.
We're gonna be here.
We're gonna be here very vulnerable.
And you're inviting
And I'm inviting you to this place where I'm gonna be at, focused on these bars, while you just in the midst of the crowd
plotting.
Nah. Yeah, you gotta be cool.
Yeah, and you know they young and they thinking, man, we gonna be deep and Nia's know what time it is. Nah, yeah.
I heard somebody, man, we was trying to get something going on with the bike club. Boy, it was like, man, we gonna be ready. I'm gonna be out of there too. Ready. You putting yourself in a position where you gonna be ready when they get time to plot and do. No, I'm cool.
Yeah.
No, I think on a closing note, man, Richmond has many more qualities than what are showcased when you allow someone else to control the narrative.
Right.
What other cities are saying about us, even so-called allies and friends and those call themselves giving respect. Man, I heard Cameron and Mace saying don't go out there. Don't go out there thinking.
You think it's sweet.
Man.
Shout out to Cam and Mace.
Yeah, shout out, but
Cam
at the
was
same
like,
time,
Cam was like, "Stay away from them, dude."
Yeah, but that's not true though. And
It's
and
not. But
it's-
I mean, if you think
in-
about
in
it,
certain. Here's the thing: what city can you go to without a representative to show you, without a ghetto tour guide? Where can you go without a ghetto tour guide?
you can't.
If you want to be
Safe.
or
You can't.
if you choose, it's just like somebody going to a city, right? There's a city you can go to, especially them big cities, and you can be absolutely safe.
Oh yeah,
You can go to
Chicago.
Chicago, LA. You can go to LA and be absolutely safe. Or you can try to be like, yeah, I'm gonna show everybody that I'm
And
with.
get
Okay,
caught
then,
up.
then that's what you chose to do.
Yeah, but you downtown Chicago, or you at the Bears game, or you at the Cubs game.
Yeah.
You're not gonna
not
go
where it's active.
to the hood.
Where
You're
it's
not gonna
active
go
at.
where it's active at.
Right. I think a part of the problem is some folks want to look active and they go where that activity is, not realizing it's like, hey, bro,
Better stay away from
better
that.
stay your ass up out of here. Like, you fool.
Man.
No, like when I go to Fort Worth, I'm with my dudes. They taking me to all the spots. They taking me to the projects, but I'm with my ghetto tour guide.
Right. There ain't nothing wrong with having somebody. But that's where humility comes in.
Yeah,
To be able to say, man, I'm not foolish enough to think I can just rumble through your ear. That's because it's disrespectful.
Yeah.
It's like it ain't
people
about
think-
fear. It's about, man, that's disrespectful. Think I can
And
just
people
come in y'all
think
space
checking
like
in
that.
is a problem. No, I'm not checking in. I'm checking to let you know I'm here. Come get me. Make sure I can move around good,
Right.
and I ain't got no problem.
Right.
Now you didn't open the whole nother because you know it's many definitions of checking in.
Okay, we'll talk about that later
Okay.
on a later episode.
Yeah. Oh yeah, no, we definitely ain't finna open up that.
We'll
'cause
talk
that's a
about that
whole-
next episode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, nah, I think as we continue to show and just get to talk about how, first of all, just our relationship in itself is a testament that it's not all cutthroat, backstab, and shicey. It ain't all hyenas, vultures.
In Rich City,
Yeah.
Rich Views. It ain't about that.
Yeah, it's big lions. It's
all that.
Yeah, it's tribes.
Right.
It's tribes that respect. Just like a lion know when he see that rhino. At the end of the day, unless it's a drought,
Let me bag up. I'm gonna go and get about my business.
Yeah, let me go and get out this dude way.
Yeah, go and get out that hippo way.
Yeah, if you don't know,
If you in they water, you in they.
yeah, because a lot of people don't understand how vicious hippos is. Again, that's another story. But hippos is vicious.
Yeah, they are. In
Yeah, I
fact,
think that game, that hungry hippo gave people the wrong impression. Yeah. Nah, I just think that Richmond gets a bad rap.
No question.
In regards to how we move. Again, it's all about who you know, who raised you, and people know that they done met some real dudes from Richmond that was unforgettable.
right.
Unforgettable in the way that they moved, and I'm talking about moving with integrity.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, not just being a hustler, not just getting to the bag, but having principles, having morals, and being solid individuals that you can trust, and that you would be in a foxhole with.
Right.
That's what I'm talking about. But yeah, absolutely, man.
Understandable.
Nah, man, I appreciate y'all having me slide through those,
Yes,
man.
sir. Anytime, bro.
And I look forward to seeing y'all evolution. You know what I'm saying? Like, because your voices are more important than I think. Like y'all voices as because y'all elders now.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? And I think that one of the most important elements of our community is the necessity for it to be intergenerational. It's got to be youngsters. It's got to be elders. It's got to be folks that's right in their prime. And all of us as youngsters, folks right in their prime and elders, all got to be able to look back and say, man, we got to take care of them babies. Like we all should be working together collectively to make sure that them babies, when we can look back at them and say, see, man, you ain't had it like I had it. Boy, it was tough for us. And they like, yeah, I have no clue as to what you mean. And it's like, alhamdulillah, you did not have to live the world we lived through. You know what I'm saying? So I appreciate y'all, man.
For sure.
And
Thanks for coming through.
and the respect that folks considered us. We able to sit here like this right now because generations before us put that work in, and not just that work. That work includes certain sacrifices and making sure that war was waged or some sort of revolution or some sort of resistance was put forth in order for your grandkids, they grandkids, et cetera, for them to be okay.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Peace and blessings. That's RichViews.
Episode 2 coming to an end. See you the next time. RichViews is in the building.
Absolutely. That might be episode 3. You might have to break that one up.
Hey, do what you do. We can split it and do what you do.
Yeah.
See you next time.
Peace.